Today we are going to talk about the nervous system. What is nervous system, how it works, what are the components of nervous system, and why it is so important for the body. As we knew my previous video, we understand how life process works, and the most important thing, how body correlates each and everything, how organs work, how people do a single work. Like me right now, I am walking, how it is possible, because I am not walking just alone. So many organs are coordinating with my brain, and my brain control each and every single movement, including my speaking, my walking, my hand movements, and how I'm gonna explain you right now. It's all are coordinated with the help of nervous system. So how it goes, let's start. The nervous system. What is nervous system? How it works? Basically, 86 billion neurons, 100 trillions of synapses, and the nervous system act as a body's ultra-fast superhighway orchestrating physiological process with unparalleled precision. So tough words, huh? We don't understand that what are the heavy words saying. But if we simplify that, it's just like that there is a neuron which we considered as a single unit. Single unit from where our brain start coordinating. And how it works? Neuron to neuron, easily. So there are so many neurons. How many? 86 billion neurons. And they connect as 100 trillions of synapses. Synapses are what? Synapses are basically the signals which neurons pass, neuron by neuron, and your brain will easily coordinate with each and every part of your body, neuron to neuron, and the message is considered as synapse. Am I clear? So how it works, how it gonna be done in our body so perfectly so that we don't need to delay anything. It will happen now when we use phone and suddenly because of very large file or something, your brain start, like your computer or your phone start hang. Is this happen with your body as well? You need to think about it. Did you know dizziness? What will happen when we feel dizziness? Like our brain and our body system suddenly feel like shut down. Nothing gonna be work. How it is possible? So it's a hang of our body, because at that moment our brain are unable to connect with our body organs, and that brain is unable to coordinate us how to do work. So at the same time our body feel also like a hanged up. So it will happen because of neurons are unable to work as they need to do. Next, what we considered in the nervous system? As I say, neuron. If you look a neuron in a one picture, so how can you describe this? This is the center body. This is something called the kind of passage where it is stored the message. Then it also connect with that here. These things are connected with the next neuron, this one. Now you get it? Neuron by neuron. This is what I want to say. The neurons is a fundamental unit of communication. You know what? Did you ever heard about the paralyze? Paralyze. Most of the old ones, elder ones, like a senior citizen, you have heard about it that they got paralysis attack. This is what happened. And also this disease is directly connected with the neuron thing. When our like it's our body, okay, and any part of the body, if it start suddenly a particular of what a body, like this is my body, if neurons of this hand stop working for permanent or for a long period of time, so what will happen? My brain is able to connect with this part of body or what? Not. Obviously not. This is called the paralysis attack. Most of the time it will happen because of weakness or your body getting weak, and the most important essentials which your neurons and brain need to work properly, suddenly lack of that nutrients, we got paralysis attack. And that's why it's so common in the senior citizens, because they most of the time what they do, they stop eating, they stop thinking the new things. Did you ever listen that you must do mental maths or something? It will say, because when our neurons start making new connections, it's something like that. If this is your school, as an example, okay, if this is your school and it's your home, and there are so many way to come home, okay, but your brain know only this one, okay. So whenever from the childhood till 9th or 10th, you always go with this same route. Did you find a new route anyhow? Like, you know it very well that there are 2 more routes are exist in the world to come home from your school, but you never tried it. So your brain gonna be what? Your brain gonna be think, this is the simple route, this is the only route, there is no other thing will be happen how you can come from school to home. But if you start coming from some day from this, something from some days from there, and some days from there, so what will happen? Your brain store new data, like your senses, all the data. Like, we all use phone now, we all use so many electronic devices, and everything have a memory chip. Is it correct? So our body also have a memory chip, and the storage size is far more than the any other electronic device. As you like you have listened to us now that we humans only use maximum 10% of brain, 10% of the brain. Although it's not true, but in a sense, yeah, it is. So just think about it, 90% of our brain is still just blank. There is no memory, there are no any data which is stored in the remaining part. So what I was saying, that if you store new data, if you collect, if you do the same thing but always do in a different manner, so what will happen? Your neurons will always be active. Active like what? If you know the only single route from school to home or from wherever you are going, so what will happen? Your neuron would know, okay, if I can go there, like brain will work blindly, that even if you are not so much aware of your own body, but still your brain will know that this is the same route and I just have to follow this route, and that's it. But what if you do? If you do the 3 routes, if you use 3 routes regularly, then what will happen? It will happen that your neuron will be active and they must be alert from the in comparison to a person who use only one route, in comparison to a person who use different routes according to a days or whatever, whenever he want or whenever she want. Okay, so this will happen. It's a kind of a it's a kind of a training. Like, so many people do exercises now, and so many people don't. So what is the difference between them? The people who do exercises is more flexible in the comparison to person who don't exercise. Same goes with the neurons as well. That's why when we do a research, okay, there's a research we do, we take a child brain under observation and we take a old person brain. Did you know what happened? It will happen like that, that if any new thing, if anything we introduce both of them, child brain do 100% of the alertness. Why? Why it happened? Because child brain is very observing. Every single thing. On the other hand, old man brain doesn't react in comparison to child brain. That's why we used to say that we must observe, we must learn while our childhood. Why we will say that? Because child brain are too sharp. They always ready to learn something new in comparison to the older ones. Older ones what will say? Oh, I already know this. I don't understand. That's why a newborn or a earlier childhood stage, you learn everything with so much enthusiasm, so much activeness, because your brain don't know how to do that. So they feel like, oh, it's something new. That's why your neurons react far more better than the old person in comparison to a child brain. But what will old people say? We already knew it and we don't want to learn anything. We know all the things. It will happen now. Our parents will say, मुझे मत बताओ, मुझे सब आता है, मुझे पता है. But did they know the new things? No, technology is upgrading ourselves, but they don't want to learn any new thing. Why? Because they feel I know everything. Why will we will observe and learn our new things? Because their life will gonna be settled down. Like they know, I just need to do this job thing, I just need to do this home thing, and that's all. They just need to do the same activity for the whole of their life, because it's time to earn for them. But for us, it's time to learn. In that age, we used to learn. That's why our brain is more active in comparison to the elder one. And how it will consider that brain is active or not, it depends upon the neuron. And neuron is the fundamental unit. Like this is the basic thing from where you start communication. Communication between me to the others, communication between my body parts to the other body parts. Like if I want to correlate with my, like right now, I'm holding this pen and I'm gonna write this. How it is possible? Because every single neuron in my this part, this hand, is coordinate with the brain, and they were saying that you have to hold this pen like this and you have to write. What if I am unable to? Then I am not able to catch this. Even I am not able to stand up right now. And this is what exactly happened to the paralysis patient, that they are not able to do anything. This is not the thing that they don't want to, but because of their some nutrients lack, or there are so many reasons behind this. So it will happen that they are not able to correlate with the other things. Okay, like their brain and their body are not coordinating at the same time. That's why it happened. Clear? And acting as a living wire. Living wire, obviously, it will work as a wire, no? Look, this thing. Okay. Look, this thing. This is the center. This is the nucleus. Okay. These are the wires. This is the part where message is stored. This is the part where, like these things, these dendrites like structure, these things have to do what? They need to transfer. They need to transfer this to the other neuron. So it acts as a wire, no? Like we get electricity. And how it is possible? Wire to wire. So that's why we say ki acting as a living wire, it facilitates the electrical and chemical signaling. Why we used to say electrical? Did you know there is a research or there is an experiment where we found that our brain also generate electricity, so that we at least that much electricity, so that we can turn on a bulb at least, and it will practice, and this experiment is totally successful. My bad. So we need to understand that electrical and chemical signaling also happen with the help of neurons, and that powers what? Every human thought, feelings and complex movements. Now you have to understand what is the meaning of power, human thoughts, feelings. Power means, did you ever listen to us that if you think positive, then it will happen with you. If you think negative, then it will also happen with you. So whatever you feel, it will happen around you. This is the meaning of the power. Because if we thought that yes, everything gonna be good, so our brain start to connect with the only focus on the positive things, and you can easily correlate with the okay, this will happen, this is going to be positive, and then again something going to be positive. But if you always focus on the negative side, it will happen the same. Your brain all automatically connect starting with the negative things around you, and that's how your thoughts going to be powerful. Feelings are obviously connected with the thought. If you feel good, then your thoughts will be good. If you feel bad, then your thoughts gonna be bad. If you feel jealous, so many people are there, na, that there's a very common example that if you take a glass and there's a half of milk, so what will you see? The half of full glass or half of the empty glass? It will literally matter according to your thoughts, feelings, and how you correlate surroundings from you. Then complex movement. Complex movement, you can say that there are so many athletes now, athletes and players, and also so many different things. Like if there is a class of 30 students, so that same question, one student will say it's so easy, and the same question other students say, oh, I'm not gonna do it, it's so tough. Why? Because of your brain. It's how you teach your brain. The method you will teach your brain, it will happen the same. If you feel that yes, I can do that question, you can. If you thought, no, it's so hard, how can I make the drawing of neuron or a brain, your brain will not suggest you that yes, no, you can do it. So if you want positive things around you, then you have to think positive for yourself first. This is the meaning of complex movement. And same goes with the players as well. As I said now that some people barely walk 1.5 kilometers, and some people just in 10 seconds can simply run 1.2 kilometers, so many things. So how it will happen? Because of we boost our brain, we trained our brain in that way. Clear? Next is building blocks of neuron. So what are building blocks of neurons? So neuron have so many components as well. First is myelin speed. So Schwann cells, myelin accelerates impulses. Like we know that neuron pass the message, but at what speed and who will help them? So at 120 meter per second it will happen in peripheral nerves, whereas unmyelinated fibers linger at the modest 0.53 meter per second. Did you guess the speed of that thing, that how it works? Same goes with functional classes, sensory and motor. So when we discuss in detail about the brain, then you will got to know that what are the sensory and what are the motor neurons. Okay. So in short, I can say that some activities we can control and some we can't, like blinking of our eyes. या फिर we can simply control for some minute just to blink. But can you control your heart to pump? What about your brain? What about the pupil of eye? You can't control some movements. So it will consider as a motor. Someone sensory. So some sensory will like that, yes, you are able to probably. Okay. Next is interneurons serve as a critical decision makers within the spinal cord. Interneurons are something which you will study in your NEET or in the detail when we take classes. So basically spinal cord. Like if I'm gonna say this is my brain and this is the part of stem cell which is connected to the brain and our body, and this all thing, my back, we have a spinal cord, and a spinal cord is a thing which control all the movement in your body most of the time. Like if you are able to walk correctly, if you are able to sit properly, then spinal cord plays a major role. Not because of it's a part of bone, but also it have a neuron thing in itself. So this is going to be happen. Next is central nervous system. So as I said that there are two things, like this is my brain and this is my spinal cord, and in between stem cell are there. So brain and spinal cord are two different things but correlate with a stem cell, okay, which is present here. So brain have cerebrum and brain stem and cerebellum, but spinal cord have different segments, like this is the cervical, okay, this is a sacral, and this is a thoracic part, okay, this is a lumbar, this is the different thing, okay. So basically they have 5 segments, but on the other hand brain, and whenever we study about the nervous system, we also know, we know only single thing, that brain is the major portion which control all the things, and the spinal cord is the thing which control your body movements and different things. But in the actual, if you look away, then there are so many segments in spinal cord as well. We will discuss it in another classes or video. But for now, cerebrum, brain stem and cerebellum. Brain stem is something which connect spinal cord and brain together. Cerebrum and cerebellum is a part which further divide in so many segments, and also it will control your movement, it will control your emotions, it will control your decision making, your maths, your reasoning, your feelings, your hunger. So many things are controlled by these, okay. So that's why it's called central nervous system. It's something like it's a main part. If it doesn't work, then this will not gonna work anyhow. So the central nervous system is a master controller of the body, okay, weighing approximately 1.4 kg. So what is this 1.4 kg? It's a brain weight. So the weight of our brain is approximately 1.4 kg. The brain functions as cognitive and vital processing hub, okay. So major decisions and minor decisions, basically most of the decisions in your body were taken by your brain, okay, while the spinal cord act as the primary conduit for information transmission. Did you understand the transmission? Like it will happen something like that, that whatever gonna be decision taking in your mind, in your brain, your body will follow according to what spinal cord tell you. And who message the spinal cord? With the help of stem cell, your brain your brain passes the information of what gonna be happen or what will be happen, which decision gonna be taken by your body, and your spinal cord will tell every part of the body that you have to do like this. Like right now I'm standing here, I'm speaking, I know very well how to write. So how it is possible? Because my brain continuously passes the information to my spinal cord that you have to erect, you have to move. This all thing happen because of the central nervous system. Housing 31 segmental pairs of nerves. So what is this 31 segmental pairs? If you look that your spinal cord have 31 bones structure which connect with each other and make a row like a thing like this, which you used to, from which you will get help to stand, walk, basically in a body posture thing, okay. Next is peripheral and autonomic nervous system, okay. We gonna peripheral. What is peripheral? Peripheral wiring is something that comparison of 12 cranial nerves pairs and 31 spinal pairs. There is a network which deliver vital, motor and sensory signal to every extremity of the body. Like whatever be gonna be happen, but this have to be work with the help of 31 spinal pairs and 12 cranial nerves. These cranial nerves basically control every single thing in your body, okay. Also work as a just pass the messages, but if they don't, then your body gonna be paralyzed, or sometime in the extreme condition we will say ना that अभी वो coma में है. So there is a situation which we call coma happen because of this if it is stop worked. Then next one is autonomic balance. What is autonomic balance? It's a fight or flight thing, that there are some things that it's a sympathetic and parasympathetic. There are some conditions where our body work under the sympathetic and parasympathetic condition. All this will be happen and controlled by the autonomic balance, and it will maintain the homeostasis condition as well. Did you remember what is homeostasis? I told you in the previous videos. Homeostasis is something where you can easily control and maintain our body. We discussed this in our life process chapter, that if you feel heavy breathing, if you need to control your body temperature, if you need to control your blood pressure, everything comes under the homeostasis. I hope I am clear for today. In the next video we will further discuss this. Thank you.